Welcome to Beyond Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Petralis, and we are super excited for like a special episode here today. Next Sunday, we'll have the honor of kind of covering the Medford High Mustang Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And we're going to be doing that in a lot of different ways. But one of the ways is kind of having some people here that have kind of earned their spot into the Hall of Fame. And I think being in a Hall of Fame at the high school level is a very big deal. This is what we do. We cover high school athletics and athletes and coaches. And accolades at the high school level are amazing, especially at young ages or even being involved in your community throughout, even beyond your playing days. And to kind of be recognized for that by your high school and being inducted is a really cool thing. So we have these two guys here today, both being inducted in different ways, but both that are very true and blue to the navy blue and white, I'll say, because if I say blue, I know Murph will get upset, but the navy blue and white, and they bleed it. And I think that that's great. So without further ado, here we have Jake Porrazzo and Chris Murphy. Welcome to Beyond Podcast, guys.
Let's
Thanks for
go.
having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
It's
me.
it's great. I
Again,
mean it. I think, and I mean that. I mean, like, there's a lot of athletes that go through high school, and there's kids who stand out and have great years and great seasons and so on. To do that consistently and to be a person, on an athletic playing field that you are the person that people rely on, you are the person that has to be consistent in their performance for the team to kind of have that level of success that they have, I think is great. And when you can do that in multiple sports, even so much better. And when you're involved in your community, it's win-win for everybody. So, Jake, we'll start with you. And Jake, I remember you as a young kid. I think maybe when I was like substitute teaching, like permanent subbing at the McGlynn, I probably had
I
you in
think
K
that's
through
exactly when.
12. Yeah, so I do remember you always kind of just being like a bigger kid, like, and I mean that in a complimentary way, like
Yeah.
just like an athlete that you're like, all right, this kid's gonna be a pretty good athlete. So I'm gonna read you accolades here for a second. I have it, which is really, really impressive. Six letters in total in your high school career: two in football, two in hockey, two in baseball. So pretty consistent. Football, GBL All-Star, defensive MVP. Hockey, two-time GBL All-Star, Boston Bruins MIAA Sportsmanship Award. Sorry. Baseball, GBL MVP, two-time GBL All-Star. Batted 451, dude, your senior year, three home runs. I think you were Boston Herald and Boston Globe All-Scholastic, and you were the Sean Bates Scholarship and J. Harry Smith Award. Holy moly, dude. What a high school career, man. I
Yeah.
mean, you just said to me you're 31 years old, dude, right? Am I right in
Yeah.
saying that? Yeah, 31,
One
dude.
month down.
So you think back, that's like 13, 14, 15 years ago of your life that,
Jeez.
existed, dude, a whole half a life ago that existed for you. Talk about being inducted into the Hall of Fame and how cool that is to have that honor.
It is. It really is one of the coolest things. I didn't see it coming like from a mile away. I had no clue. And then, I got the call. I was on a business trip out in Eugene, Oregon, actually Bandon, Oregon, 3 hours west of Eugene. And I get the call and I thought it was a prank call from one of my friends from Medford growing up, like just pulling my leg on a Friday.
Mhm.
And I was at the air. I had no idea. It's one of the coolest things because all the accolades are sweet, and but it didn't feel like that at the time because the best part about it was I was just growing up. In my mind, I was still a kid in those ages, and I was playing sports with my best friends. Like as cliche as it is, learning life lessons about how to take failure and try and learn from it. You have these coaches who you thought were old at the time, but now I'm looking back 13, 14 years later, and I'm their age when they were trying to teach that generation about adulthood, manhood, and life lessons. And the best part was just being with the guys that I was with. What an awesome! I mean, I grew up with those guys. I grew up with them from little league baseball, might hockey, all the way up through my senior year of high school. And looking back, I mean, I think every single one of us would agree. I still see the same guys, weekly, and we would all agree it was the best time of our lives.
I mean, yeah, dude, it's cool. Like I mean, I'd be honored for my high school if they ever gave me the nod or gave me the call. Like, I think that's one of those moments you kind of don't ever forget where you were, or when you
No,
get later in life, you're gonna be like, yeah, I remember I got the call here, and you remember that like so vividly, like it
yeah.
happens, like it happened yesterday.
I
Um,
really thought he was pulling my leg. I mean, he told me the accolades, and I go, this has to
who
be a real
called you?
phone
So
call
who
now.
called you to tell you?
Oh, I forget his. I was just so shocked. I forget his name. It's
Reggie
in my
Graham.
phone. Reggie, yeah, Reggie Graham.
Okay.
And I go, stop kidding around. Yeah, and what a sweetheart guy. He goes, no, I promise you, this is not a joke. And I almost dropped the phone, and everyone's looking at me at the airport. I'm just sweating now, and it was an awesome moment.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, and I need a minute to set this up. I'm going to ask Murph this and kind of ask you this and how you guys answer it. Murph asked us to cover this event, and I think like I said, being in the Hall of Fame or anything, it's kind of what we do, and what we cover, and to kind of get that other aspect of it, the rewarding of sports and what it brings to a community together or families back together, and seeing people that you haven't seen in a really long time all in the same room. That's cool. Now, he originally told me that I said, "How long is this going to be?" And he said, 4 to 5 hours. But then I just learned today that Murph's inducting you and Murph's going to be giving a speech. So this is 5 to 6 hours. I mean, this is
Easily.
going to be 5 to 6 hours. I mean, I'm going to ask this question in two parts. Murph, talk about being asked, and I know how passionate you are about being a Mustang and being asked by someone that you've known for a long time and know the family, and to kind of see them grow as an athlete, and then
I,
for them to kind of ask you is
yeah.
really cool. And Jake, I'll ask you kind of the same question. Like we kind of chatted a little bit off here, but Chris Murphy, boom, like he kind of popped into your head. So I'd like to kind of hear it from both perspectives here a little bit.
So I had the pleasure of nominating Jake and also nominating Jake's sister, who are both going in,
Yeah.
who are both like the whole Porrazzo, like the people like I've had the pleasure of knowing Jake's family for Jesus, probably close to 20 years now, maybe longer. So I've watched this kid grow up like you from elementary to,
Mm.
and it's kind of crazy, like because like when you think of Praz an athlete, not a knock on Jake, a lot of people think of his sister Adrian, who was like a year start, like she started from I think sixth or seventh grade playing varsity hockey, and people I feel real bad because like I asked Jake for some info, and he's like, "Come on now, buddy, you're not I'm not a Hall of Famer," and I'm like, when you look at Jake's. And Jake went to Malden Catholic his freshman and sophomore year. And like, imagine if Jake was at Medford High all 4 years.
Oh,
Like
wow, I didn't realize that. Damn.
he would have
Okay.
had his accolades would have been outstanding. Um, Jake, from also what I've also been able to research, since 1969, there have been three people that have been all-stars in hockey and all-stars in football at Medford High. And one of those people is Jake Porrazzo.
Impressive.
So like that, because like hockey and football, you don't see guys lettering and like you did
You're
it,
right.
and
You're
you
right.
were probably one of like what, one kid, maybe two kids, not a lot of kids. You know how hard that is, and like I remember seeing Jake like exhausted those years because he's leaving football practice after getting killed and then going out and
Playing
full
hockey on
hockey.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
and
nights.
God, you're right in that sense. Like I think of coaching all these years, not many of my football players were
no,
like star hockey players or even played hockey for that
I've
matter.
had two guys in my 15 years booster that have been starting on football and starting on the hockey team, and both of their last names are Porrazzo. So it's a testament to like the natural athletes that their family are. Um, so like when I did the like I think it's not to knock the other 19 people that are going in, but like I think Jake has probably one of the most impressive resumes.
Yeah, I read it.
Probably in like the last, like Jake probably should have been in the Hall of Fame back in 28. And like this is like the thing. It's like when I finally like look because a lot of people will say like, well, why isn't this person and why is it? And then you get like when I finally got involved in the Hall of Fame, you realize like they don't get nominated, and then like so you have to actually do the work. It's like I'm sitting there like, why isn't Adrian? But I'm also saying like, why isn't Jake in? And then you realize that they're not in. I was happy to do the work. And like the committee like heard their stuff and were like, these
Yeah.
people are no brainers.
Right.
It was great. It was funny because like I'm sitting there waiting for like is I remember texting Reggie like, "Hey, when are you gonna let them know?" He goes, "Oh, I'll let them know soon." And I'm like sitting there like waiting like to get that text from Jake. Like, did he get the call? And then one day I'm getting like, "Dude." I was like, he got the call. And then, I told, hey, you deserve it, buddy. And then I get the text like, I want you to induct me. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, why? And I said, like, you sure you want me to? Like, I've never coached you. You've played with some amazing, like Jake's played with some kids who are in the Hall of Fame. Jake had some amazing coaching. No, you've been there since the beginning. You did the work. Like, it meant the world to me. And it just means the world to me to be able to get up there and induct this kid that I've seen grow from like, wise nosed kid to like, there's people also don't realize not on top of being a 3-sport all-star, he's also like a very smart kid, like extremely smart. Like you went to Worcester Polytech, if I'm not mistaken. He went to Worcester Polytech. He's a Natural Honor Society student. Like that's the other like he is an anomaly. And I have it's funny. I've probably spent more time on my 2-minute induction speech than I have on my own speech. But like I said, it to watch to and it's not like Jake he played Pop Warner football. He's just one of those natural athletes. He's like junior year, he's like, hey, I think I want to play football.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he's a starting linebacker, and then senior year, it's like,
I mean,
this kid's a
defensive
real deal.
MVP, defensive
Yeah.
MVP when it's all said and done. So
He
that's yeah.
played on a team, win wise, probably not, you wouldn't look at them win wise, but they had a very talented team that year. And it's a testament to him, like, to have only played 2 years of football and be like that top guy. I can't say enough great things about him. Like he deserves this. I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for his sister, and I'm so happy. Like probably one of the best family. Like his mom was one of my, had both of my kids in preschool. His father is one of those guys. Like you're having a horrible day, you see his dad, and you just all the bad things in the world like just go out the window. Like, so I mean, that's just one of the things that's going to make this week's, being able to share this with them, and then all of the other like amazing people is awesome. And I can't think, for you thinking about me and to do this, that means the world.
No brainer.
When you hear that, Jake, I mean, obviously now to kind of hear from your perspective a little bit, Murph, first guy that popped into your mind, you said that to me.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? I mean, so I'm coming home from football practice, going to the hockey game, like in Hockey North for the preseason, on a Wednesday night or something. And then I pull into my driveway and there's a car coming down or actually, I think you were walking at the time, but it was like clockwork. And it's Murph. Hey, how was practice today? You guys gonna get it done on Friday? Where are you coming from? Hockey. Oh, you went to hockey? What's the matter with you? It's football season. Well, hockey season's all the time too. And but Murph, I mean, Thanksgiving's Murph is coming by for dessert, and like he's just been part of the family. He's been watching my growth since middle school, and it's just like it's really a no-brainer. I mean, the guy bleeds navy blue and white, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
There's no two ways about it, and that's why he's getting inducted himself, which is very much deserved. And for him to tell me that, like, as soon as I texted Murph, he's like, "Dude, look, these are your accolades." Like, I'm not even believing them because it just didn't even seem real. And like I said, the accolades are sick, but it was like I was just with my friends and I had such great people around me, and it takes a village, and Murph was part of the village, man. And that's really all it is. It's as simple as that. He's been there from day one. He'll be there until the end, and he was for every up and down in between.
So I'm curious, Jake. Just we'll stay on you here for a second because I have this question for you. I mean, you're pretty balanced across the board in sports. I mean, every sport you kind of. What did you consider your sport? Like, what was your sport, like, in your opinion?
I think it was probably baseball, but I always in my brain just like the guy in Miracles, I am a hockey player. That's what goes through my head all the
Yeah.
time. But then I started to love football, and I say this, I didn't have the team accolades. Like we didn't win much at all as a team, but that like not to make glorify losing, but coming back on the bus after losing like a real tough game in Dedham in the rain, like 35-28, blowing a 28-point lead at halftime, but you're with your guys all in the same pain together. Football was just something that couldn't be replaced in the hockey and baseball locker room that I wish I had more time to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, football it is that interesting factor, of like there's something about it. I mean, in life right now, the guys that I still talk to are like close in my life, like high school football is that connection. Like,
Yeah.
so
Oh my God.
there
Yeah.
is something about that, and it's just kind of like an it thing that like you just either get it or you don't, and
Yep.
that's cool. That's cool. Now, Murph, we'll kind of jump into the other end of it. For you, you're obviously inducting somebody, which is a great honor in itself, but you're also
Mhm.
being inducted in. And I actually, and to
Yeah.
say it out loud, I actually, kind of wrote a letter for you and kind of
Mhm.
wrote in your behalf. That I felt like you were very deserving of like kind of the like the citizenship aspect side of it as someone who's an alumni of the school, who's been involved in the school for a really long time, specifically with the football program, being a booster president, which I can tell you as a high school coach, to have someone who is taking care of that stuff and watching out for that stuff and trying to gain more for you and your program is incredible. And not many people do that. Not many programs have that. And you did that for a decade plus, and now you're even in the other world of it of kind of coaching on the team, and and you have a very busy schedule, and you have a family, and you have a
Oh yeah.
and you they're very involved in it, the concession stand. You're very involved in it, and you do that for the program and for the city of Medford. And I wrote and I believed in what I sent, and to see you get nominated for that and to see you kind of now getting inducted is it's really cool. And I know for you it means a lot, and who you are and what Medford means to you. So the floor is yours, my friend. I want to kind of hear
I
how you feel, man.
yeah, wow. Who would have thought I would not know what to say?
You'll
I
find
mean,
it.
I'm
I mean,
kind of like, is his
who would
mic
have
not
thought?
working?
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Like, what's crazy is, and again, your nomination when you shared with me, you wrote that meant a lot to me. You know, I really appreciate what you nominating me. It's kind of funny because when you talked about nominating me, you're like, you're not in the Mustang Hall of Fame yet. It's funny, like I probably had like three people who came up to me. Like one of them, I think, was like Chuck Andre, who said like, "You're not in the Mustang Hall of Fame yet. You're getting in now." I'm like, no. I'd be like, I knew like my junior year of high school that like I wasn't gonna get my name called at the M Club, and the Mustang Hall of Fame was probably never gonna be calling me. But it's you know I got asked when I was working at Atlas Liquors in 2013. Sandra Finn walked up to me and said, "Hey, how would you like to help out the Booster Club?" It's probably the worst day of my wife's life. But yeah, I said I'll help out, and then then they're like, "Oh, you're going to be the secretary." I'm like, "Well, don't I have to run?" They're like, "No, yeah, you do, but you're going to run." And it's like, and then like it's like, all right. In 2015, they said, who wants to be the president? And it's like you're looking around and oh my God, I guess I'll do it for a year. And here we are, 2025, and um, the thing with me, I'm going in as for community service, and I think that the thing is like I've always been that. I mean, as you know, like I'm always that guy who like always like flocks toward like those older guys and tradition guys, and to have to be going in um into an area of the Hall of Fame where so many people that I respect so much to like I don't feel deserving at all to be on that level with those people. And even like I'm going in with Frank Zizzo, who is a Medford hockey legend.
God,
Like
yeah.
Jake, you can't find a kid who's played Medford hockey since the like 1980s who doesn't know about Frank Zizzo.
No.
And that,
The first face you see when you walk in the rink.
yeah,
Frank was my
Every
coach.
time.
I mean, Frank is their family god. I could go on forever,
yeah.
but yeah, yeah.
And like I saw like some of the names I was going up against, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't gonna happen. But and then like I am on the Hall of Fame board. You know, when they voted on this, I was told, to get up and go take a walk, and they'll call me, and and at the end of the meeting, when Reggie went through the list and announced candidates, and when he got to community service section, he kind of just looked over me and announced my name, and I sat there and was like, wow. And then, it didn't hit. And then I went home after that. I think I texted you like, hey, I got to tell you something. Don't tell anybody. And then I
Yeah.
called John Curley. And then I was like kind of going home. I said there's something to my wife. And then it's funny. I'm sitting at the dining room table like 2 hours later. And I just started bawling.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's when it just hit me. And then my daughter, Sadie came over. It's like, is everything all right? And I'm like, no, I promise. These are happy. And I kind of just sat at the table for like another hour. And it's crazy. It's like, when a lot of people think about booster presidents, they think about, the quarterback on the team's dad or one of the kids on the team's mom or dad. And that's how it kind of was. And then I came in and, people are like, oh, who's your kid? I'm like,
Right.
oh, what kid?
Yeah.
And it's been a wild ride. So many like great memories too. Like that, like it's kind of crazy. Like, is this like the best thing that's happened? And it's like like this means the world, but like kids like Jake, kids like Justin Marino, kids like Anthony DeFranza, Luis Barboza, kids like Matt Sullivan, who was the first captain of the first team that I was president of, like Joe Kamara, all these guys who I see and like see that now they've become great human beings, to see that they've become great, players in college and done great things in life. Those are the things that I'm the most proud of. I'm also the most proud of like, being on the ride with John Curley. So like, I'll not like, it's funny. Like I still like beat myself up for like the 3 days where I sat there and like texted Bobby, like, why did you hire this guy from Somerville to come over and take over? Like, what are you thinking? And then Bobby did that thing, like, like where Bobby tells you, calm down.
Oh
But
my
Bobby's
God.
actually telling you calm down to Bobby meant like telling you where to go.
Yeah.
And then like I sat there, I met with him. We had lunch, and he kind of is like, remember John going like, this kind of like I feel a little tension. And John, like, John does not shy away from words. He goes, just say what's on your mind. And I said, tell me how a guy from Somerville is going to turn Medford back into the program that it needs to be. And he goes,
Turf war right there.
He
I
goes,
like that.
I
Okay.
can't tell you, but if you come for the ride, I'll show you.
Oh,
That's pretty
And
good. He said that?
and
That's exactly what he said?
He said, if you're up for the ride, I'll show you.
God, that's a great line.
Fast forward 6 years later, maybe the best Medford football memory I have is we're on the sideline at Malden last year, and I'm sitting on my phone, but I should have been watching the game, but I wasn't coaching at the time, so I could do that thing.
Imagine wasn't even watching the game.
No, I was watching, but I
Okay.
kept checking the Lynn English Lynn Classical game.
I know.
And when Lynn Classical lost to Lynn English, and we were going to be the greatest memory I have is going over, whispering to John's ear, English just beat Classical. We win this game with GBL champs, and just looking over and seeing that smile, and just knowing like he called his shot, and he's been so good to me, and not only just like letting me stay on, but also like Yeah, I don't think you, and I think you've said it, and like he said it, like you don't see booster club people, I guess, as involved as much as I am,
Yeah,
which
I would
I
agree.
love.
Yeah.
Like I like being around. Like I like, and then he gave me the opportunity this year. Like he texted me a couple weeks, hey, just I said something about when the new AD was coming, I got to do a Corey, and he goes, oh, I want to let you know, yeah, I talk, well, you're going to be coaching this year. I go, I'm going to be coaching. Because yeah, you're going to coach. It's like not, do you want to coach? No, I know you'd say yes, so it's all set. I'm like, I went home and told my wife, I go, I'm coaching football this year,
Sure, she was
and
thrilled.
and it's
Get him out.
it's been a little tough balance. But you know what's great? Like you've been there, like, and you and John have been sense bomb. Have been so good to us over the years. Like you've been to the games, and I've included my kids in the game. My kids have probably bleed more blue and white than like 95% of the kids at Medford High right now, I would say.
That's
Like,
right.
I tried to watch a Notre Dame game with my kid last year, and he's like, Andrew always says, what team are we cheering for? I said, oh, Notre Dame. And he goes, which team is that? The gold helmets. And he's like, Dad, we don't cheer for teams with gold helmets.
Oh boy.
How many 5-year-olds know the hate the gold? It's like
Yeah,
I
I
felt
mean,
I felt like I did my job. I did my job. And Sadie's this went to her ninth home opener. Like the picture I do with Sadie. But
this is
it's
amazing. Yeah.
those memories are great, but like also like, seeing some of these kids grow from coming in to like being able to help them out. Um, I don't know if you knew who Joe Grandy was.
Oh yeah.
Joe Grandy was like the king of North Medford
Oh
baseball.
yeah.
He's someone that I remember sitting at a game with Joe. He used to be the ticket taker, and Joe said, like, my philosophy is if I can do something for a kid or get something for a kid, I get it. If I can't do it or get it, I find someone that does it and gets it. So I've like always tried to like get like if there's a kid that needs something, I'm either gonna get it or we're gonna find somebody that can get it for him. And it's like I said, it's been awesome to be part of this. It's there's so many people. I just hope that I've made those people proud that have put, from either buying a raffle ticket, playing for us, donating something, videoing a game, pictures for, you know, team managers, athletic trainers, assistant coaches.
Taking the
Like
kids to
I
college visits.
taking the kids, yes, sending them to camps, finding like somebody that's gonna, can donate so we can feed them. Like, you know, I don't know if you've been like Jake will tell you, like we eat good. We always eat
Yeah.
good at Medford football. Like we had our dinner tonight and they ate real good.
Chicken ziti broccoli was the best.
And it just adds to like the fact like I have had so many mothers over the last 10 years that they're part of this too. So like, the plaque might say Chris Murphy on it, but that plaque is more for like everybody that's done what they've done for Medford football these last 15 or so years. And
You should do on stage like in Mean Girls when she breaks the crown apart and gives it to everybody. You should break the
Yeah.
plaque and throw different pieces out to
one
people.
one thing I did do that I was pretty, I said because I said I can't give a speech and thank all these people. So I did do a full page ad thanking like every mother that I could think of that's ever helped, every friend of mine that's ever helped, every vendor that's ever done anything. But also one thing I did, I went back and I looked at, and I was able to put the name of every guy and girl and 2 females that has played while I've been there as president. And I put their name on that ad. So like, I think it was like 230 or so names. And that was cool because like it was cool. You got like the memories of like going back and reading some of these names and being like, wow, I remember when this kid did that. I remember when that kid did that.
That's great. I
But
mean,
like Jake's like cousin John Ferreira. Like he's another one. I see him and like I just smile because I think of like that snow game where we were underdogs in Malden and we went there and we beat Malden for the first time in like 6 years. And it's been an up and down ride. The last couple of years, like like this year, we were we started off 1-5. We won the last three. We got a shot at winning the last two. We could end on a very high note. Like it's been an awesome ride, and I'd like to say that this was like culminating like the end of it, but
Yeah.
you know me.
Well,
You
well
know me.
deserving. Very well deserving.
I really
Um,
appreciate that. Like especially
yeah.
like when you and Curly all the same time like announced me as like the best booster club president in Massachusetts,
I say, dude, I've said on
which
this
probably isn't
podcast a
true,
lot.
but I that means the world to me that you guys like have the faith in me, and like I said, I got the best boss in the world, and I got the best friends in the world.
Yeah.
So thank you. Like it meant the world what you said about me, and
Yeah, buddy. I meant it. I wouldn't write it. And it was literally like, Mike, wait, you're not in it. And like, you're not? Like, and that's I was like, I'm just gonna write it. Like,
yeah,
so
I appreciate
um
that.
yeah, I mean it's cool. And I think both of you are very, very deserving.
Yeah,
Let me ask you this, Jake, and this is kind of on the spot. Maybe you've never put any thought into this before. Somebody right now who's not in the Mustang Hall of Fame, when this pops up, was it every 2 years, Murph? Every two
yeah.
years, is it? So next 2 years, who's somebody who like statistically on paper looks pretty good, someone you might have played with, somebody you might know, who's very well deserving to be in the Mustang Hall of Fame?
I could probably think of I could. It depends how long you have. I'd like to rattle off everybody I played with, kind of, but I mean, I don't know if they're in or not. But like the guys at least I played with, Nate Clement,
Nixon.
um, Nathan, okay, John Lavoy, Sean Doncaster. He's
Oh,
probably in.
Doncast is a good one. Doncast is a good one.
He was. We went to college together too. We lived together at WPI. He was on the basketball team. I played baseball for a cup of coffee. And then my brother is another football, hockey, baseball guy like me. I think he was a 4-year starter for hockey and potentially baseball when I was there.
We'll hopefully get the whole Porrazzo family in there at some point.
John Ferrara, like you already mentioned, John
Yeah,
Ferrara. I mean,
John was a
on
good,
multiple fronts.
excellent football player.
Yeah,
Football,
excellent
he was
football
good at
coach too.
basketball.
Yeah.
Great coach. He played lacrosse as well. I think he's like me. If he had more time in lacrosse, um, he would have grown to love it even more and been very very good at it. Who else did I like? Some of the guys, even
I mean,
Jeff
that's
Fargos.
you kind of I mean, those are some good names you dropped there.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
Real good names. I
and
mean,
that's why I say
I always say, I'll let you say what you want to say first because I'm going to go on a tirade for a
no.
second.
I already said it, but that's why I say like it's so weird. The accolades, individual ones are sick, but the people that I played, they were my best friends my whole life, my family,
Yeah.
and we got to do some unbelievable stuff on fields and in the rinks together. That's what's
Those are
the
the
best part
memories as
about
we
this.
get older, we all get older. Like, those are the memories that you're kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, God, I mean, geez, you said some real good names there. Murph, a lot of them not in the Hall of Fame.
I'm gonna teach Jake how to nominate people. Don't worry.
Well, then don't broadcast it because my phone's gonna start ringing.
Um, Yeah, I mean it's honestly it's cool and like how it's all put together. It seems like it's super organized. Even like the invitations, everything is just kind of seems like top of the class. Murph, I'll kind of ask you maybe the same question. I don't know how much a part of it if you can really answer that, but if you can, is there someone who just pops up off the top of your head that maybe in 2 years is someone who kind of has a realistic shot?
Yeah. It's so here's the crazy thing. Um, I am going this class, this is an amazing class. I really suggest
Yeah,
people
I will
go
say I
to
agree. Like
it's a
on
great
paper,
class.
it's
Like
very
Oh
impressive.
yeah.
Yeah.
you have two all-scholastic baseball players and like in Jake and Steve Gambale, who has the all-time hit record. Like that, I selfishly said to Steve, like, I really wish you had gone in a long time ago. But selfishly, like I'm happy you didn't go in because like
You going in with me?
Steve used to treat me like $1 million. Every time I was in a room with Steve Gambale, he made me feel like the most important person in the room. Like couldn't have been a nicer, he's so nice to me. To see him go in, I'm going in with
You have a
the
couple in your
the
class, right?
two para, that's So I am going in with uh Elena Matrano
But hang
and
on,
Michelle.
say who they are, but then get to the person that should be in there. That's what I want to.
I
That's what
will.
I'm
I will.
asking you.
But it leads
Okay.
into it. It leads into it. Leads into it. So Elena and myself and Michelle, now we will be it will give us a total of 7 people from my graduating class that are in the Hall of Fame, with adds to Aquila King, Tiago Del Boni, Eddie Degurski, and Julian Mundell. I think there are two. There are definitely one person. Like, I tried to get him to give me his stuff, and he's like, it's not for me. But we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Not Andrea Ciano, who was a 4-year starter in soccer back when like freshmen didn't play varsity sport. Like, it's weird to see. Like, I feel like worst thing about sports right now is you wish more people played them. Like, you don't see the numbers. I'm sure you see it like covering sidelines, and you're like, I remember going to playing Everett, and so does Jake probably. There are 100 guys on the sideline, and none of them are freshmen.
Right.
I mean, you don't see those like 100-guy football teams anymore. And
None of them went under 6 feet either.
no. So Andrea is someone like I look at. Like, Andrea was a 3-time GBL All-Star. Andrea was all New England.
He's not in it.
I got to get him nominated. I tried to nominate him this year, and he was a little like, we'll figure. He was kind of like hesitant about like giving me his info. So I'm going to do a little research next time around with George. Another one like I think of is my buddy Chris Bozak. I think he's been close a couple years ago. Bozak's one of those guys that he was a 2-time first-team All-Star tackle at 5'8". If Bozak was 6'2", he probably would have had Division I written on. Like, he was just a guy that I look. He was a Ganis All-Star. He was just an amazing person to have played with, and he's also still he's still an amazing friend. And it kind of like killed me that like I went in before him, but I'm gonna keep pushing for him, trying to add to his try to find more stuff to add to his resume. And there are also a lot of like other people. Like, I think of like we had a lot of great 3-sport athletes that I played high school with. Like I think of like Lauren Pentowski. I think of I think of like Marie Garcia, Lisa Zapala. Like, we had all these people who are like multi-sport all-stars that I'm hopefully one day we can just like wow, the class of 2004 has like a dozen people in the Mustang Hall of Fame. And
Oh, you're listing all
rightfully
2004
deserved.
people. Okay,
Those are my my
okay.
class, my high school graduating
I
class.
get you. That's fair.
And
Okay.
like it's another thing. It's like you kind of like Elena. I also nominated Elena this year, and it was like one of those things. Like, I'm looking at the people list of nominees, and I'm like, because you kind of like, how isn't she like, she was a all-star in girls soccer, all-star, and I think she still has a 55-meter hurdle record for Medford High.
I mean, that's grounds for research.
Another one like picked up a softball like for the first time in like her sophomore year, I think, of high school, and became like one of the top batters by the time she was a senior in softball. Like, Elena is like, I've known Elena since we were in the 4th grade. And I remember our 4th grade teacher saying like, Elena Matrano is going to be an athlete that people talk about one day. And they said that in 4th grade. And sure as heck, by the time we were seniors in high school, like, everybody knew who Elena was. And like, we had probably like we had her and Aquila King, who were probably 2 of the greatest female athletes at Medford High. Not to put anybody down, like, probably 2 of the like probably best 1A female athlete like the school might have ever seen. I say that like knowing both of them, knowing them well, and loving the both of them. So like that, it means the world to be going in with Elena. And I strongly suggest like people go to, if you think somebody belongs in the Mustang Hall of Fame, go
Yeah, how do you
to
do it?
the
What do you
web.
do? Tell
So
them.
go to the Medford Public Schools website. On the athletic section, on the athletic page, there is a tab for the Mustang Hall of Fame. You can go on there. You can nominate someone either as an athlete, a coach, a distinguished alumni, community service, or team. The only thing for athletes, they have to have been graduated for 5 years.
I mean, okay, so I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier about a tirade, and I kind of said this to you, Murph, but
Yep.
and I get the rules, so but
Yep.
I'm just saying this. I think someone like Justin Marino should have been inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, and I know that's selfish to say because there's a lot of high school athletes that had
Yep.
tremendous seasons and so on, but there was call it what you want, and maybe it's because I also followed him with our podcast, and we
Mhm.
did a lot of work with him in sports. But by his junior and senior year, specifically his senior year, I mean, young kids that I know from school and kids from camp were showing up to Medford football games, showing up to Medford
So,
basketball games, showing up to Medford baseball games because of what he was doing as an athlete, and kids knew who he was. I
mhm.
mean, I covered a basketball game, dude, and he was signing some kid's shirt, and like it's silly and you giggle and you laugh, but and it's all great. I just think, God, what an opportunity for an athlete that everybody knows who he is, young high school kids, older people. What an opportunity to kind of do that. But I get the 5-year rule. I get it.
but
But I make
I,
my case for Justin there. That's all.
here's, you don't have to, like, so my son, when you ask most athlete people, like, who's your favorite athlete, they might say Drake May, they might say Messi. Like, I'm sure
Tatum.
you got a bunch of Messis that go at your school.
Yeah, Messi or Ronaldo. Messi or Ronaldo. I get
My
that all the
son
time.
played his first year of junior Mustang football this year, and he picked number 10. And some kid said, "Oh, wow, you're Drake May." And my son goes, "I'm Justin Marino." So, like, my son's favorite athlete is Justin Marino.
I mean, God,
And
that is more evidence in my
I
binder right
I
there.
have he picked number, and the only downfall was he kept saying, "I want to go see Justin." So we went to see Justin play this year. And he's number 25 now. So he goes, "Oh, no, I have to tell my coach I need to be number 25 now." And I'm like,
Hey,
it's like
need a Justin playing card.
I'll say this. He and I said that, and I made it no no I made it known at the M Club last year that I think he set the standard for Medford athletes, male or female, whatever. He is probably the most accomplished athlete that has come out of Medford High, and God knows, like, he broke 1,000 point in basketball in his career. Scoring record. I mean, I don't know how many guys have
Led the
rushed for a
team to the
thousand,
first GBL winner outside of
rush for a
Everett in
thousand
30
yards
years.
and scored 1,000 points. I don't know how many guys have that. I don't think anybody. He's probably the only one.
And won a
And Medford
and
High
won a
Leagues.
GBL
The
title in
the
baseball his
only
senior
the
year.
only argument I will make about the 5-year rule, who I think he would enjoy. You want to
Enjoy
wait
it
for a
when
kid
he's
to
a
get
little
out of
older.
college. You want to wait for him to get out of college. You want to wait. Let him be a little older, and just because I think it's still too a little fresh. Because it was always like, I remember like saying at one point, like a long time ago, like, why isn't Sean Bates in the Hall of Fame? And they're like, well, he's still
I
playing
mean,
hockey. Well,
right.
but
Well, why not?
the argument was, he's still playing hockey. He ain't coming to the banquet. You want to wait for that person to be able to really enjoy it, to be able to come to a banquet and be done playing or done with school, be able to come and enjoy it
But
and love it
Sean
instead of
loves
just,
Medford, dude. Sean would, if you
He would
set
be back.
that, yeah, hell
Sean's
yeah,
in it now. Sean's in it now.
yeah.
But at the time, I think we're going back like 25 years now. I
Okay.
remember saying, like, and Sean got in, I'm pretty sure after he retired, they put him in. He was able
I
to,
mean, that's someone you could argue when he graduated from high school could have been
yeah.
inducted. Like
Oh yeah.
that, I
Like,
would have no argument with that whatsoever.
there, there,
None.
there, there, yeah, there are like I will tell you this much, that I will be there when it'll be 6 years, but I will be there when
It's like the
Justin Marino
Brady
goes in the Hall
countdown.
of
It's like
Fame.
when Brady's getting inducted to the NFL Hall
It'll
of
Yeah,
be
Fame.
I will be there, and um I
I
gotta
think
say,
for
like
him,
he was a tremendous person, like tremendous kid, and a great kid. Like
Yeah.
but like I'll also say, like I've had a lot of great kids. Like I love them all dearly.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot. I got to witness the first female varsity football player, which was awesome. I also got to witness the first female varsity football player get a tackle and score a 2-point conversion in a game. That was really cool. I've gotten to be there to see us win the GBL. I got there for our first winning season in almost in 25 years. We got a shot at going 3 winning seasons in a row this year. Something that's
Yeah.
been done since 1982. I mean,
Well, hold
in
on.
Justin's case
What
too,
was Jake gonna say? I know Jake was gonna
in
add
Justin's
something.
case, let him experience the nostalgia a little bit too, because it's so fresh in his brain. It's gonna
Yeah.
yeah,
mean that much more, and he'll look back on it too. He knows what he did because it just happened 10 minutes ago.
yeah,
He's gonna
Yeah.
look back and be like, "God, those really were the best times of my life with my best."
Right.
Kind of like what I've been saying all night.
oh yeah.
It's gonna be so much sweeter for him to do it that way as well, and I think
Yeah.
he would appreciate it a lot more.
I
And
agree. I totally agree. I mean, I think that that argument alone
and
is the best
like Jake
argument.
said
Yeah.
earlier, like, and I think and I'm sure everybody that's going in, like especially like the teams, like my uncle's baseball team, the '83 team's going in, like how many times have a lot of those guys been together in the last 42 years? So, when like you're
Right.
bringing
That's
back
cool.
those memories and you're thinking about things and you're like, and it's just cool to like to sit there and think about, and then also like you get a chance to like thank those who were part of it. Like I'm getting inducted by John Curley. Like I can't think and I said it, I think I said to you earlier, like I wouldn't be where I am. Like, and I say this to the kids a lot because like a lot of kids will say, like, like some kids don't handle criticism well. Like, and I'll say to them, like, you gotta listen to that guy. Like, I know it sounds like he's riding you and being a little upset, but like there are a lot of times where like I got like rode by John Curley and then I came out like, wow, that idea was worth it. We had our best fundraiser, we did this, or we were able to get more sponsors, and like it's great to have that person there on your side, and it's great to like have, because they're involved, like like Jake's gonna get up there and thank some people, and like it's gonna be like they're just as involved in this as we are. Like there are people that molded you and guided you and pushed you, like when you thought like I can't do this crap anymore, I can't do that, and then they're like, no, 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 you can't stop,
Keep
you got to
going.
keep
Yeah.
going. And then that's where like we are now, and it's
Great.
just
I
as much.
mean, it's
Yeah,
you guys, I mean, honestly, like and I said this at the beginning, this is cool. I mean, it's an
yeah,
accumulation of a lot of different things, specifically individual hard work, teams hard work, coaches hard work, community service hard work. I mean, all of it. And we're excited to be covering it and be a part of it. I want to thank you guys for
yeah,
coming on here today. And I mean that. I mean, Jake, reading your stuff off. I mean, I knew you're a great athlete. I think it's one thing knowing something. I think it's another thing when you kind of see it all on
mm,
paper. And guys like Chris and other people who are involved in these decision making and pulling this information and gathering it, it's not easy. I know it's not easy. I've been a part of it on the other side of trying to figure out program stuff to be like, who holds the record for this? Who holds the record for that? So it's not easy to dig through those archives and figure those things out. So
Oh yeah,
it's
luckily I
great when
love
you
it.
can recognize people that are deserving and should be in there. And hopefully
Yeah,
some of those names you guys mentioned are people that you talked about, for 2 years from now, people are nominating. We know just to go on the website and a simple couple
yeah,
clicks and you're there. So, but
I
that's great. But I thank you guys and everything that you guys have done, and obviously a cool moment coming up for you in less than a week or a week and a half.
oh
And
yeah.
we'll be there. We'll obviously capture all of it, and it will be nice. So thank you guys for coming on here today.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, I can't wait. Um, look forward to having you guys there, and you get to talk to a couple more people there. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
again, like thank you for and meant the world for you to for your nomination. It meant the world for Jake to ask me to be the guy to present him. And I do wanna talk about this one more person that's probably suffered the most in my 15
I know
years.
exactly where you're going with this one.
My wife.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My wife is.
She's the best.
I gotta say, like, somehow I gotta like carve Caitlin Murphy on my plaque somehow, because like my wife has dealt with. I can't tell you how many times I've probably said, "Oh yeah, I'll be home and just gotta do 30 minutes. Just gonna be there for 30 minutes. It's gonna be," and
Two
then
hours.
like we get a Friday night and we get a
Minimum.
babysitter, and it's like like a couple years ago I remember we had a Friday night off. We got a babysitter, and she, "Oh, let's go to dinner," and I'm like, "All right. Oh, can we just stop by Everett real quick and go to the Everett game?" And then we parked a mile away, and she's just like
Especially on
mothering
that
me
like
the entire. Oh, it's like,
expressway.
and then we get there, and it wasn't the best game, and she's like, "You've got to be kidding," and I'm like, "Well,"
And you're mad and you're angry.
and then we go to dinner, and I'm texting away like trying to get like updates of the game, and she's like, "You got to be kidding me."
Well, I love the last second save there. I wonder if she's on the other side of that computer screen being like,
I
you
don't know. No, no, no,
better.
no. And like I said, like I figured out a way to incorporate my family. I remember being at a game once and seeing Mrs. Zampel with his dad. And I remember where it was a Thanksgiving Day game, and they said, and he says to dad goes, "Where do you want to sit, Ronnie?" And I hope he doesn't kill me for saying this story, but and then he goes, "You know what, Dad? Why don't you and I just go in the corner, just me and you, just like old times when I was a little kid?" And I said, "That is like the coolest. What a memory!
Yeah.
I can't wait to make those memories, and I'm so happy that I get to make those memories with my kids now, like young, because
Yeah.
like most people are like, all right, we were your kids in high school, when you finally actually have kids, and like my first football memory with my daughter was when she was six,
I
eight
mean, I've
weeks
seen the
old,
pictures. It's like it's
and
great.
they
I mean,
won, and
it's
it's like wow. And then I've created like I had my son there on the field when we won the GBL, and like those are like the cool things is like about this is like all those cool things that have
yeah.
happened over the years come back. And I appreciate you having me on and letting me
Yeah.
share these with you. I know I rambled a little bit, but
Well, the 5 to 6 hours is a lock. There's no doubt about
The
I
over.
I know people are probably saying like he's gonna talk. I people be
you're gonna get a ton of texts for this. I mean, you know it. Like, not I'm not gonna say a word, dude,
but
but
the big thing was like that's why I made sure I took out that ad and thanked all those people in the ad, so I don't have to go crazy thanking them all in the damn speech, because I know like I'm gonna get that look from Reggie. I mean, you've met Reggie. Jake's talked to Reggie. Reggie's a
Met him
big
here.
guy. Reggie's a big guy, and Reggie's got that like can give you that look like.
Wrap it up.
I know I'll get that talking like I'll just look over to
somebody just
Reggie.
comes out and starts tap dancing in front of him, like
Reggie will just give me that like that finger turn like time to go, time
well,
to go
yeah.
home.
I'm about to give you the same thing, dude. I was trying to sign off here.
They
All
were
right.
doing it. I was.
I'm-
This is actually a fun fact. I was inducted to the Malden Catholic Hall of Fame last year too for my hockey team, my 2010 hockey team. They were
wow.
given the sign over and over and over again.
Dude, God, that's an incredible stat. There can't be too many people that are in multiple high school Hall of Fames, if any.
I think Jake and Bud Kelly are probably the only people in the Medford, and Charlie Driscoll are probably the only people in the Medford High and Malden Catholic Hall of Fame.
I mean, that's impressive, dude.
That's
That's
I
a
good
went in
company.
ours was as a team. We won the super. I mean, I was on the best high school team probably ever assembled. They all went Division 1, and I went to engineering school. So
hey.
actually, I went to Medford High, and I
Yeah.
had the best
So
time of my life.
well, it's like, where can I go from here?
That
So
was all I needed in my life.
Let me go where I belong.
Yeah,
It's
hey.
4-letter word, home.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, listen, fellas, this was fun. This was great. And as I said, we'll
Uh,
see you guys next Sunday and it'll be good.
Awesome.
We're signing off. This is our third episode in a row. We did 3 episodes in 3 days, which was a big thing for us. And we're wrapping things up on Saturday, emceeing the Brotherhood for the Fallen 400-person event. Beyond's doing all the videography, all the emceeing guys. So check it out. We'll be posting all day about it. And thank you guys for coming on. This is episode 212. Anthony Petrolis, and we are out.